in Toronto, Ontario. We are here at day 4 of the 2024 Transatlantic Cup, getting ready for men's action between the Irish Warriors in green and the Canadian North Wind. They are in white. Ireland will be kicking to the visitmississauga.ca, and you should visit mississauga.ca. Canada will be kicking it towards Toronto. Again, this is day 4 of the tournament, day 2 of the men's competition. I'm Patrick McNeil, joined alongside David Smith for this afternoon's contest.
Yes, a big Ireland with their win in the first round, while Canada fell to Great Britain, who just defeated the United States to go 2-0 in this tournament. So they will be looking to get on the scoreboard in the win column in this tournament.
Yeah, indeed. The Canadian men hoping to do what the Canadian women did yesterday and bounce back, as the women had started 0-1 and they picked up a victory in their second outing. So this will be a key game for Team Canada. Of course, these two teams no stranger to each other in international competition.
Yes, and the key players to watch in this game for Canada will be Gregory Bridges of the Ottawa Swans, defender, and has a great head of hair, by the way, something I do not. James O'Shea is our player to watch for Ireland. He's a Leaside Lions forward from Cork.
Yeah, Greg Bridges, that flowing mane, almost enough hair to compensate for both Dave and I, but not quite, and you're thankful that we're not on camera, at least not yet, as Canada and Ireland. Again, this is the second game of the day. Earlier today, Great Britain defeating the USA in men's action. What was an outstanding contest. We'll have an opportunity to go through all the particulars as the afternoon goes on. I'm saying afternoon, it's afternoon in our hometown of Sydney, Nova Scotia, but it is still just barely the morning here on the shores of Lake Ontario. Beautiful day 4 footy, it looks like. And Patrick McNeil and David Smith with you, commentating this game here in our lovely Either Live broadcast location. And of course, you're watching all of the action of the 2024 Transatlantic Cup streamed on the AFL YouTube channel. As we'll see if we have access to the standings, although I know we are getting ready to go. So when the ball goes up in the air, we'll begin today's festivities. Of course, I said this is the second game of the day. Second game for each of these teams. Each team will play 3 games in the round robin. All the teams from the Americas playing all the teams from Europe. And day 2 of the men's competition. Of course, the event will go for 10 days in total. And we've seen a lot of great football. We're going to see more great Australian football action, including this matchup between Canada and white, Ireland in green. David Smith will tell us all about it.
Owen O'Sullivan and Newfoundlander Gregory Lehman at the ruck. That ball goes, and it goes in the... O'Connell gets it for Ireland, but tackled right away, right at midfield. It'll be another ball up. Lots of congestion already here in this game off Lehman's hands. It's picked up by O'Mahony of Ireland, but here Canada has it. Bridges, our player to watch. Nice ball there to number 10, Eric Klein. Klein on the wing here at midfield, just in front of the Either Live broadcast position. Long ball in Canada's forward 50. It bounces, gets picked up. There's a kick to the other side, off hands. Defending well is Ireland, as you would expect. Kick to the far side by Ireland.
Yeah, that was Will Bryan with a nice defensive play. He's the youngest player on this Irish club, the young, spry age of 21. Oh, to be that young again, as Ireland and Canada expect a lot of physicality in this game. Certainly saw a lot of it in the women's contest between these same two teams. Free kick coming to Canada on the Lake Ontario side of the field, booted down the left boundary. And that looks like a nice clean mark. That is going to be Jason Nissen with the mark. He is a co-captain for Team Canada, played the Parallel Cup in 2022, played some basketball at the University of Lethbridge. He has an opportunity, looks like he's just outside that 50-meter arc, and we would perhaps have the opportunity to put Canada on the Payable app scoreboard. Be the first score for either team, as thus far we're zeros across the board. Nissen will take a nice boot. Looks like that kick's got some legs. It's going, and it looks like that's just a touch off line. Canada 0-1-1, Ireland 0 on the Payable app scoreboard.
Canada gets on the scoreboard first, but not quite between the big sticks. So here's Sam Brady will be kicking the ball in for Ireland as they try to clear it from their defensive 50. Long kick up the middle, but that goes to Irish hands. I believe that's Daly. Daly gets it up to midfield, kicks it towards Irish forward 50. It bounces in. They get a hold of it. Kick towards goal. It's a long kick, but again, that goes left, and we're tied at 1 here at Humber College.
Yeah, powerful boot off of the leg of Kevin O'Donnell, who plays for the Belfast Red Blacks, has represented Ireland multiple occasions, claims to have kicked 15 goals in a game. We'll have to check ChatGPT on that one to see if that's accurate. Kick out of the goal square as Ireland regains possession, going towards the forward 50. Nice handball here. Good use of the options by Ireland. Kick towards the goal. Nobody home. It's all Canada out in front of their goal square in the defensive 50. Ball will be intercept marked, though, by Dan McGuinness of the Cardiff Panthers. The 21-year-old, more the youthful players getting it done for Ireland in the early going, David.
He's going to have a chance at goal here. Not that bad of an angle. Going quickly. He kicks it. It's looking like it's going to be right. Also not far enough. Off hands for Ireland's second behind of this game. They're up by 1. Here as we've played just over 3 minutes of the first quarter of this matchup between the Warriors and the Northwind.
Yeah, perfectly imperfect kicking thus far as it's all behinds, but good efforts by the forwards in all those cases from what I've seen. But these teams are well defensively structured. Again, you'll see the similarities to the women's teams that we saw play yesterday. And if you didn't see that, in my opinion, was the best game of the tournament. Not biased at all, because I was one of the ones commentating. Ball comes into the Canadian forward 50. Now the Irish have it on defense, trying to kick it out of trouble, and they'll do just that. Comes up towards the left boundary. Nice clean mark there by Irish player that's Dan McGuinness again with the ball. He'll kick it along the left side as the ball will just make its way out. Fair attempt there by Seamus Owens of the South Dublin Swans to keep that in, but he was not able to do so.
I wonder if he's a Wayne Gretzky fan with the 99 number. It's possible, right?
Yeah, it's interesting that that's the higher numbers are starting to creep their way into the Australian football culture. Blame us foreigners for bringing that in.
Probably. We cause all the trouble. That's win by O'Sullivan. Kicked sideways, but to grass. Chasing it is Power. He turns, gets it to O'Connell. Another handball. Lots of handballs. Nicely done by Ireland. Here's a kick at goal. That's right again, and that will be Ireland's third behind of this game. Quick kick out off of Klein's hands. Ireland picks it back up again. Here is Casey. Casey to Dwyer. Dwyer with a handball off Canadian hands. Can they defend? Still no goals in this game. And that's a quick tackle. That should be a ball up, I believe, with no prior opportunity.
Yeah, definitely not. And again, that congestion, so not a lot of time. Rid of the ball ends up being a ball up as we have played just a little over 5 minutes. We check our Payable app scoreboard. It is 0-1 Canada 1, Ireland 0-3-3. So we'll get an update on the visual scoreboard there as the Irish trying to push forward. Nice kick off the boot. It looked like it was good, then it went offline and waiting for the signal. I don't think that's going to be behind. I think that just went out. And it is a behind. I stand corrected. So that is the fourth behind of the game for Ireland. 0-4 for Ireland, 0-1 for Canada.
Not getting their full opportunities here in their forward 50. Let's see if they rue that. But they do have a 3-point lead as we are approaching 6 minutes into this first quarter. Canada taking their time, clearing it out of the goal square. Kick up the wing, and that's a nice mark there by number 16, Rob Trezizzi. Excuse me for the pronunciation. Canada with the ball. Long kick down the wing, that's off hands. Gregory Lehman, the ruckman, going after the ball. Doesn't make it there, but Canada picks it up. Here is Cook. And so it looks like to be a ball up here just to the right of their live broadcast position.
Yeah, deep no prior opportunity there, but Ireland takes advantage of the ball up. Spoke too soon. Now Canada has a Klein trying to get rid of it. He'll do just that. Umpire whistles are out, and it's going to be a free kick to the before-mentioned Eric Klein of the Hamilton Wildcats.
I believe that was a tackle below the knees, so he kicks it towards the forward 50 of Canada, off hands. Can Canada get control? They can't. Here's O'Connell. O'Connell will clear up to midfield, and there's a mark there by Walker of Canada.
Yeah, Walker, the Hamilton Wildcats will kick it along the left side. Another clean mark. Good chain link there by Team Canada for successive marks. Not always easy to do at this level of footy. Kick towards the forward 50. Hands are up. Who's going to win the contest? It's punched to the ground. Ball dribbling around there in the Canada forward 50. Nice handball option out the back by Team Canada. Kick out deep into the zone as the ball will end up off Irish hands, but it's still very much live ball, and the Canadian physicality at work there. So I think that was Jonathan Hodge of the Grand River Gargoyles laying out the tackle. Grand River, a Guelph-based team, but it is going to be an Irish free kick from behind the post.
Yeah, I believe that was in the back. So Ireland will get the clear. Kick up the wing. Off Irish hands. That won't be marked. Ball bouncing on the ground. Picked up by Canada. Backwards handball. Goes a bit awry, but picked up. Here's a nice towards number 11 Euler. That's a nice mark. This should be an entry. Let's see if they can get that precious mark in the forward 50. Oh, and there's one. There's a good mark by Canada. And this should be a kick at goal. This I can't see the number.
I believe that's Jason Niston again, as he's got an opportunity. Jason Niston, pardon me.
Niston.
And yeah, actually, I'm not sure if I'm seeing that number correctly. Sight lines aren't always the best here, and actually, that's going to be
no, it's
Lugarini, and he's got an opportunity to kick for goal. Heavy kick, and he's done just that. Powerful boot from Team Canada's Matteo Lugarini of the Toronto Dingoes. Canada gets the first major score of the game, 1-1-7. Ireland 0-4-4. Canada in the lead.
Canada's the first to kick straight here, and they take the lead. A beautiful kick. There's been lots of long kicks at goal already in this game, and that's the first one to go through the big sticks. Gives Canada the lead, approaching halfway through here in the first quarter.
Yeah, big kick for Lugarini. Canada out to a 7-4 lead. Canada, of course, dropped their first game, so they are looking to move up the Vision Glass tournament standings. They are GTA's exotic car experts in auto glass, convertible tops, and sunroofs. As the ball is tapped to Irish hands as Ireland on the attack. Kick along the left side. Hands are up for both clubs as Bridges is one of the players that's after it there for Team Canada. Ball on the loose as Irish try to keep that ball alive, and it will wheel out of play. And again, reminder, if you're new to the sport, it's all about whether the ball is in bounds. Player can go out of bounds as long as the ball stays in. And this is going to be a boundary throw in from the well-attired umpire. I have to say, those umpire shirts are gorgeous. They did a good job with all the details and fashion here at the Transatlantic Cup. Two good-looking teams out there, I must say as well, as the ball handled by the Irish kick forward, and that is going to be marked very close. Bit of a sharp angle here, though. Team Ireland will have a chance for a major score, as that is going to be Paul Allen. Again, not the owner of the Portland Trailblazers, but a skilled footy player. Plays for the Leaside Lions. He has a chance here for Ireland to perhaps put them back ahead on the scoreboard.
See, he could be a trailblazer for Ireland and kick their first goal in this game. Take the lead back if he can get it through the big sticks. And here's the kick. He likes it off the boot, and that's a goal for Ireland. They take back the lead. They do the quick reply after Canada's goal at the Mississauga end. They kick one at the Toronto end, and they're now up by 3.
Yeah, good response for the Irish, similar to what we saw in yesterday's game. Back and forth action. Now Ireland ahead 1-4-10 to 1-1-7 on the Payable apps scoreboard. They're helping teams simplify fee collection through their Google add-ons. Payment solutions company that provides various add-ons allowing payment to be made via credit card inside of Google Form and Google Sheets. Thanks to Payable apps for their support of the 2024 Transatlantic Cup. Ball up following the Irish goal as Team Canada gets some hands up there. That was Niston on it, and the ball is going to be kicked along the ground. Team Ireland again in green, kicking towards the Toronto end. Nice intercept mark there by Greg Bridges, a.k.a. Millie in some circles. Ottawa Swans doesn't have to change colors for this tournament. Used to wearing the white and red of the Swans, although he's been playing in Australia as of late. Greg has. He'll kick that ball up the right side. O'Day Capella looking for that. Instead, it'll be handed off to Canada's goal kicker, Lugarini, but he loses it. Now Ireland has it. Switch activated there by Ireland towards the center, moving the play to the corridor. As the ball dribbling along the ground, it's kicked now into the Irish forward 50. Hands are up. No mark to be had there. Ball on the ground. That Canada able to get it out of trouble, so to speak. As the ball goes out now to more Irish. Irish getting numbers to the contest in the midfield. As the ball will be kicked back to the forward 50. Perhaps a mark in play here. And it is a beautiful contested mark, and it's played on there by Darren O'Dwyer with a strong first game as well. There's a kick there for Allen. And is that his second of the game? It is after the set shot. Paul Allen. And I think get a clarification on that. That may have been just a behind, or was that a goal? And it is a goal. Paul Allen, the magic boot here. Again, the first goal was from a set shot. This one comes from live play. What an opening quarter for Paul Allen. David, is the Irish in front.
Yeah, he's been the trailblazer for sure, to use that joke again. Extends their lead by 9. It's Ireland 2 goals, 4 behind, 16 points to Canada's 1 goal, 1 behind, 7 points as we approach, we're about 7.5 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, really fast pace to this first quarter, and if you have a fast pace, you're going to have more points from play, and that's what we saw there. An impressive kick there from Paul Allen. Maybe a contender for the Payable Laps goal of the tournament as the ball is in play in the midfield here. Team Canada takes possession as the scoring opportunity here from the forward 50. Bit of a long-distance kick. Is that have the legs to go through? It's going to go, looks like it's offline. I'm not sure if that's at a play. Trying to see things from our beautiful broadcast location here, courtesy of eThere Live. We're doing a great job of bringing you the moving pictures and audio this particular week.
Well, the ball's coming back, so looks. I'm guessing a Canadian free kick, and there was no advantage called. So this is going to be, I believe it's Liang on the other side of the field on the Lake Ontario side.
Yeah, that's correct.
Here's a low kick, nice, off hands. Second chance at it, gets the mark just outside the 50-meter arc. Here's another kick into the forward for Canada, off hands. Ireland defends. Ball bouncing around between different players here. Big tackle by number 24, Harry Tobin. But it's considered in the back, and Canada will get a free kick. Perhaps another kick at goal here. So they see if we can get another quick reply, but this time by the Canada Northwind.
Yeah, this time it is Jason Diston that has the ball. He's seen a little bit of an air in the early part of this game. Of course, we're about 15 minutes into this first quarter. Diston from, I don't know, about 60 meters or so. I'm not sure if he's inside that arc or not. He'll belt the ball out, and it comes out towards the goal square. And Irish hands keep that in, and it's going to go across the face ultimately. So Ireland is able to avoid conceding a score in this particular situation.
The boundary throw in deep in the pocket for Canada. See if they can get some players loose and get possession of the ball and kick it at goal. In it comes, and there's a whistle. And there's a call here. This will be a free kick to Canada. Not far. There'll be a tough angle, but certainly kick at goal here. This will be Graham, Kyle Graham of the Quebec Saints. He's played in 2 international cups, so he has some experience. Slowly goes in, goes around, he kicks, and they like it! It's a goal for Canada! They get the quick reply after Ireland's second goal, and they narrow the lead to 3. Canada on the way.
Yeah, Kyle Graham doing a good job capitalizing on the opportunity. Changes the look of the Payable app scoreboard. Now Ireland 2-4-16 to Canada's 2-1-13. As Team Canada's Kyle Graham, as David mentioned, veteran of international competition for Team Canada, 44 years old, but didn't look it on that kick based on what we saw today.
No, the second goal on the Mississauga, visit Mississauga.ca, and Mississauga is yours to explore. So we're about to get another ball up here. Lehman gets the hand on it, hits the grass, and there's another whistle. And he threw that as opposed to handballed it, so Canada will get the free kick right from midfield. Long kick, a little bit of a scrubby one off hands. Ireland clears, but there's a very nice mark by Mason Shoebridge.
Shoebridge kick to the forward 50. Hands are up for both sides. Ireland doing a good job there. I thought they were doing a good job, but they were not, as that's kicked through by Eric Klein of the Hamilton Wildcats. Ireland had perhaps a numerical advantage. Didn't matter to Eric Klein. He gets the ball, scoops it up, boots it in through the middle post. Team Canada jumps out in front. 3 goals, 1 behind, 19. Ireland 2-4-16. Canada head 19-16 on the Payable app scoreboard. And that was a beautiful goal for Eric Klein, who had discovered Aussie football during a youth trip to Australia. Also played for Canada at the 2022 Parallel Cup, did Eric Klein, and they're happy that he's playing for them at the 2024 Transatlantic Cup based on what we just saw.
Absolutely. Approaching 2.5 minutes left here. First quarter, Canada leads by 3. Ireland, though, with the ball. There's a mark by number 6, James O'Shea. O'Shea turns, kicks, and nice bat there by Canada. Running is Walker. Ball comes loose. That ball's over the head, but the ball's going into the Canadian forward 50. Bouncing around. Ireland defends. There's a tackle by Hodge, and that's a free kick. Though it's played on. Canada, here's some space. Kicked it, goal. It's through. Canada with their 4th goal, and they extend their lead. Another goal in the visitmississauga.ca end. And Canada, with a great first quarter here, leads by 9.
Tremendous goal, tremendous decision by Jonathan Hodge to play on there. That could perhaps be a Payable Apps goal of the tournament. Jonathan Hodge, the Grand River Gargoyles, veteran of 2 Parallel Cups, and practiced some basketball alongside Jamal Murray. So maybe Jamal Murray can win a medal at the Olympics, and Hodge could perhaps be a Transatlantic Cup champion as Team Canada with the advantage.
He only had vision for the big sticks there. Vision Glass Toronto. Greater Toronto's exotic car experts. Visit visionglasstoronto.com for them here, and plays back underway. Ireland with control, kick towards their forward 50, and there's a mark, so they might have another kick at goal as well. Will this be another quick reply? It's just going back and forth. This is about as open a play as we've seen, I think, in this tournament, and we'll see how he does. I didn't see who got that mark.
And one of the Irish players with a kick from distance, I don't know, about 70 meters, 60 meters perhaps. The wind up, so to speak, off the boots, got some distance. Does it have enough to go?
Had the distance, but not direction. That will be a behind for Ireland. Still an 8-point lead here for Canada within the last minute, within the last 30 seconds here in this first quarter. And need a new ball here for Canadian player as they kick it from their goal their defensive goal square. Power can't take the mark, but picks up the ball. He loses it, and that's a free kick for Canada. But the horn will end it, end the quarter. As the first quarter ends, it's Canada with 4 goals, 1 behind, 25 points, to Ireland's 2 goals, 5 behind, 17 points, excuse me. Yes, 2 goals, 5 behind, 17 points. So a really good quarter of play. As I say, probably the most free-flowing footy we've seen in this whole tournament so far. I don't know if that's a bit of tiredness from the second game in 3 days. So they only had 1 day rest. So that may have opened things up a little bit. But certainly lots of good footy, and Canada is on the better end of it with an 8-point lead.
Yeah, the reason David might have been getting tongue-tied there was because it's a bit tough to keep track of all the scoring that we saw, and I don't know if we've had a quarter in this tournament on either the men's or women's bracket where there's been such free-flowing offense from both sides. And it didn't look like it was going to start that way after the first 4 scores of the games were behinds, but then the floodgates opened, and if this were a hockey game, the goal lights would have been ringing, and the Canadians would be happy that red light was on for the team with red shorts today, as they find themselves ahead at quarter time. We'll talk more about it when we come back, but you are watching, courtesy of eThere Live and the AFL Canada YouTube channel, the 2024 Transatlantic Cup from Colonel Samuel Smith Park in Toronto, Ontario.
Australian football is in Canada. Fast. Tough. Spectacular. Fun. Join AFL Canada. Visit aflcanada.com.
Footy fans, you need to know about AFL Canada Shop. AFL Canada Shop has great items, whether you are a player, a coach, an umpire, a fan of Team Canada, or helping to grow this great game. Plus, AFL Canada Shop sells the highest quality Australian footballs at the best price anywhere. And we ship everywhere in the footy world. So visit AFL Canada Shop today at aflcanadashop.ca.
Google Forms now accepts payments. The Payable Forms add-on allows for seamless integration of a digital checkout with your Google Forms. Install the Payable Forms add-on. Link your payment provider. Share and get paid. Your customers can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, Cash App, Venmo, and more. Save time and hassle by automating your payment process quickly and simply. Payable Forms gets you paid.
And welcome back to the 2024 Transatlantic Cup. Team Canada, Team Ireland Canada with the lead at quarter time. David, a cracking quarter of footy here this morning in Toronto.
As we've talked about, probably the most free-flowing footy we've seen during this whole tournament, and certainly it went well for Canada with the 8-point lead. We'll see if the second quarter is more of the same, but certainly Canada will take that first quarter.
Yeah, many different heroes for Team Canada there in that first quarter. Walk us through the goal kickers quite quickly before we get back to action.
Yeah, Irish with the only multiple goal kicker. Paul Allen has their two, but that's the only two they have. Jonathan Hodge, Eric Klein, Kyle Graham, and Matteo Lugarini with Canada's goals, and they lead by 8, as I've said.
Yeah, Canada looking to bounce back after the opening loss to Great Britain. Ireland looking to add to their win tally. They won their opening encounter, but the script perhaps being flipped for these two teams here in day 4 of this tournament, day 2. And of course, we'll keep you updated with the Vision Glass tournament standings as we go on. Don't forget to visit Mississauga.ca as well. David Smith will start us off with the second quarter action.
And the ball, sponsored by the Australian High Commission of Canada, is up. Big noof. Greg Lehman with the first touch. Canada now trying to pick it up. Ball on the ground. It's shoved forward but picked up by number 7, O'Connell of Ireland. There's a tackle. Kicked by O'Callaghan of Ireland off Canadian defense hands. And it looks like this will be a free kick to Canada, so they'll be able to get out of trouble here.
And throughout the tournament, you'll see the teams supporting their counterparts as the women's team for Team Canada begins to make their way around the field. Kick along the right side of the Lake Ontario side of the field, I should say. Handball option over to Eric Klein, who's kicked a goal already in this contest. Ball along the right side of the field of the midfield as it's handballed by Irish hands. There's a big kick there by Ireland's Alan Daly. It'll come into the Irish forward 50. Now Team Canada in possession. There's a handball out the back as Team Canada try to get it out of trouble, so to speak. Ireland is kicking towards the visit Mississauga.ca end, and there's a big tackle there by Ireland. Was there prior there? I am not sure.
That's a free kick to Ireland, so they'll have a kick at goal here. Holding the ball.
Well, that answers that question. No prior.
There was prior. Free kick.
Yes, correct. Yes, it's too early for me.
That's true. It's before noon. Oh, no, it's not. It's afternoon now.
No, that's still too early for me.
Okay. So, we'll walk up the kick, and he likes it. It's a goal for Ireland. Their third, or is it? And it is a goal for Ireland. So that will make it only a 2-point lead for Canada as he kicks it through the sticks at the visit Mississauga.ca end.
Yeah, best case for scenario for Ireland. They got to celebrate the same goal twice as the kick. There was a celebration. Wait a minute, maybe it's not a goal. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it is. So Team Ireland gets on the Payable Apps scoreboard once more. It's Canada 4-1-25, Ireland 3-5-23. As David, tell us who the goal scorer was.
That's Paul Allen with his third, so a hat trick here in the first half for Paul Allen. I know it's a hockey term, but he is the only goal scorer for Ireland, but maybe that's all they need the way it's going. So the ball's on the ground. That's tackle without the ball. That'll be a free kick to Bayouche.
And for the non-hockey fans, a hat trick would be between one goal and a bag of goals.
About halfway.
Sure, that would be
about halfway.
3 wickets.
Bayouche, long, high kick. Lots of players below that. No one gets it, but there's a whistle. And Ireland's been picked out for the free kick. 2-point lead for Canada. Ireland has the ball. There's a play on. High kick, so high we can't see it from our broadcast position for a second. Picked up, now it's Trezeguet for Canada, but he kicks it right in the chest of number 5, O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan kicks it towards forward 50, and there's an intercept mark as we play a bit of ping pong football. That goes briefly in the hands of Deneen on the ground now. Ball bouncing. Ireland has it, gets the boot away, but it's going in the wrong direction for Ireland. There's a handball. There's a nice kick, but a drop mark there by O'Connell, but he gets it, kicks it towards forward 50, and that'll be a mark. That's a nice one, and that will be pretty straight on, as that's Paul Allen again. So Paul Allen, can he get his 4th in this game? It would be 2 at either end if he can get it here.
Yeah, he doesn't discriminate whether he's kicking towards Toronto or Mississauga, but will he be visiting Mississauga.ca for 6 or 1 or perhaps no score here? And I wanted to shout out to Owen O'Connell with some great work to play on, a lot of confidence to really use the time that he had. As now a free kick for Allen comes off the boot. That's going through. And that will be a score of the minor variety. It appears. No, correction. That's why I'm not goal umpiring. It's Paul Allen. I shouldn't doubt him based on his track record from what we've seen today, as he's been money in the bank. We've talked about the owner of the Trailblazers. He's got lots of money, and Paul Allen's got lots of goals in his account for Ireland here as he moves them ahead in the Payable App scoreboard 4-5-29, 4-1-25.
Yeah, he's been everything the Irish needed when the ball goes into the forward 50. Has all 4 of their goals. And they lead by 4. The ball up here, as we said, ball sponsored by the Australian High Commission to Canada. Canada picks it up off, but there's the tackle by number 7, O'Connell. That will be a free kick. No, sling tackle, so that's going to be a Canada free kick.
I think O'Connell was biting his lips talking to the umpire there, David.
I don't think he liked the call, but did well. Hodge with the kick. Bunch of players there with it, or a chance at it, but Canada picks it up. Kicked by Rathjeb. On the ground now. Canada with possession. That should be in the back, and that will be a free kick to Canada. So this should be a forward 50 entry. Can they get a mark in their forward 50? We'll see.
Yeah, umpires obviously very tight, calling the sling tackles and calling back contact, obviously trying to protect the safety of the players. And speaking of player safety, now, are they deeming that he played on? Is that why that tackle was completed? I thought he had a free kick for Team Canada, did David Cook, and he was given a big hit on the back. I think that was
It'll be a free kick to Canada, though, because of a high tackle. So we have a little bit of disagreement here, and he won't be taking it. It will be Moaning, really high kick. Ball kicked off the ground. And there's a tackle. So there's a player down for Canada.
Yeah, this is an issue of contention on the sidelines. We're hearing some discussions that are not necessarily really suitable for this feed between the Canadian and Irish coaches. I think Canada was wondering as to why the play was restarted when they're down a man, but regardless, the play is continuing on. I think that was David Cook that went down, not the cop for Newfoundland, but the Team Canada player. We'll let you know if we have any update on him as play continues on. Actually, Cook may have rejoined the play just now. As apologies here, we only have 4 eyes, 6 if you count David's glasses, but even that's not enough to see all the action here, and it's been a spirited encounter between Canada and Ireland.
Somewhere there's a free kick to Ireland. Here's a kick to the wing. Ball finds grass. Big collision there. Gets the ball away. Here is Power for the Ireland. He can't get a mark. Back to Power. Approaching the boundary line. Back to Quigley. Quigley kicks towards the sticks. Off Canadian hands. No mark there. Ball in the pocket. There's another whistle. And that'll be a free kick to Canada.
Yeah, Greg Bridges tried to go over the top there with that handball, and it actually ended up earning a free kick. Of course, we talked. Greg is a veteran of the international game. Interestingly, from Halifax with the Dockers. And I mentioned earlier, he's now playing in New Zealand. Or, pardon me, Australia. He'll kick the ball forward as Canada trying to get out of their defensive 50 and move it towards the midfield up the corridor. And we have another whistle. It looked like that might have been a push in the back.
Yeah, push in the back, free kick down for Canada. This will be going to Moaning.
Is that an intentional rhyme on your part? Or maybe
No,
my phonetics are off.
It certainly wasn't. I'm not that talented.
He's a poet and he doesn't even know it.
Yeah, I really don't. So Moaning taking the free kick here at midfield. Short kick, but that will be right to the advantage of the Warrior James Daly. Daly taking his time. This has been less free-flowing here in the second quarter than it was in the first. Here's one to George Dwyer. Dwyer bounces the ball, and Canada picks it up. But there's a nice smother. Ireland ball kind of bouncing towards the two teams, but this will be a free kick to Ireland. Number, it won't be 22. I can't see who has it here. I think it is Magnus of the Cardiff Panthers. He kicks it towards the boundary. It's still in. Players battling, and it's another whistle. Another free kick to Ireland. So there's been a succession of free kicks here to Ireland. Let's see if they can cash in with these free kicks.
Yeah, Ireland currently ahead by 4 points on the Payable app scoreboard. Ball kick to the forward 50, and a nice juggling intercept mark there by Morgan White of the Quebec Saints. The 42-year-old still a star in the footy world.
Wasn't declared a mark, so it looks like this will be a ball up.
I guess no clear possession.
Sounds like the Canada bench wanted a mark there, but we don't know what was the call.
Well, we are at the There Live broadcast location, and the Canadian bench is right next to us. Neither of those things on the side of Lake Ontario, so the umpires have a better look at the action than we have over here. Ball up, though, in the forward 50 as the ball goes to the ground, and we'll get another quick whistle again. David had mentioned a little bit less free-flowing, perhaps, here in this than the first quarter, but no less physical. That's an understatement, I would say.
Another boundary throw, and his ball went over the line, which that was what happened before. So it's thrown, shallow throw in, and that ball again goes over the line as this game has crawled to a halt. Not a lot of excitement, but what is exciting is visiting Mississauga with hundreds of must-see experiences, plenty of gorgeous scenery, world-class eats and events.
Yes, we've been visiting Mississauga. Visit Mississauga.ca. We're doing that all week and look forward to continuing to do so. As the pace of the game, as David mentioned, slowing down a bit. Another look at the Payable app scoreboard. Ireland 4-5-29, Canada 4-1-25. Thank you for joining us on the AFL YouTube channel. I want to say a special hello to Andrew Shaw, who's watching us from high above in the air, somewhere in an airplane. Hopefully he's enjoying the game, and hello to everybody else that's watching. Kick towards the goal for Ireland. Ball is way up. Not quite as high as Andrew Shaw. In fact, it'll bounce out of bounds and behind the post, but not for a point. And I think we'll get a throw in here from the umpire. Now, correction, that Canada will have a
free kick
in the defensive 50. Again, Canada is kicking towards Toronto in this second quarter. Ireland kicking towards the visitmississauga.ca set of posts. Free kick goes down the right wing for Team Canada, but the ball ends up dribbling along the ground. Kick off the ground. High soccer kick there by Ireland's Sean O'Callaghan. And a ball goes out of play.
Out in the full, and this will be a free kick to Canada.
Lovely
So
trees
after
there. The leaves taking abuse in the back.
Absolutely. After a free-flowing first quarter, this second quarter has been truly disjointed. Kicked up the line off hands of Canada on the Lake Ontario side. That's kicked towards the boundary, and that will be a free kick to Ireland. So Ireland again with a chance to go towards the goals right in front of the scoreboard. Here's a kick low, nicely positioned. That no mark and a handball right away. Picked up by Canada, but this is another free kick for, I believe, a sling tackle or a tackle without the ball. And this lots of free kicks in this quarter. Ireland kicks towards their forward 50, but just booted out of the way by Canada. There's some run, but can't hit the mark. That's off hands. And in the forward 50 for Ireland.
Team Canada now, their defensive 50 trying to clear it out. Boot up the corridor. Another whistle of the action. Again, the physicality taking over here in this second quarter of play. And one of the Canadians holding his head. And, of course, there's concussion protocols in this tournament. That's not necessarily going to be applicable here, but obviously something you have to watch for. As it appears the Team Canada free kick is going to go the way of Mickey Burke of the Edmonton Wombats. You guys saw the number 13 there. And, again, Canada in their defensive 50 as little less than 7 minutes to play in this second quarter. Canada trailing by 4 points. The Payable left scoreboard. Kick comes up. Clean mark executed by Mason Shoebridge. That is a great name, I must say. Plays for the Calgary Kangaroos. Handball option executed. Comes along the left side. And that ball is going to land out of play. I think that play may have been whistled down prior to. As I think is that going to go into the hands of Ian Euler of the Halifax Dockers. New to the footy scene, rising up the ranks quickly is Ian. He's played a high level of sports, a number of different sports.
Free kick downfield, so Euler kicks, and there's a nice mark. Sideways, can't get the mark, off hands. It's on the ground, all kinds of players around the ball, and that will be a ball up.
Yeah, ball up in the forward 50 for Team Canada, who's currently down by 4. 4 behinds are the difference. And interesting, yesterday in the women's game, both teams kicked 5 goals, but it was Canada that won because of the behinds. Of course, still lots of footy to be played left. In this one, we have a holding the ball call. If you're not familiar with Australian football, if you've got the football and you hold it for too long and you're tackled, you are, as our colleagues say, G-O-N-E, gone. And Ireland will get a free kick in this case. Kick. Switch executed in the defensive 54. Ireland free kick there for Paul Murphy, the captain of this Irish team. Why not with a great Irish name like that? Another mark there by Owen O'Connell, who's had a nice game for Ireland today. He's been a factor on a number of occasions. Ball along the ground as the other number 7 of the game, Ode Capella, trying to get his hands on it. Ball dribbling along the ground, Team Ireland. Good ball protection there by Sean O'Callaghan, doing good shepherd to keep the offense going for Team Ireland as they try to march up the field. Capella gets his hands up. Nice battle for the ball, and Ireland is going to be the ones that win it. Kick along the ground. It's coming along the wing as that was pushed out there of the hands of Escaravag of Team Canada. As Eric Escaravag, who played with the Ottawa Swans, has since relocated, is playing now in BC.
And he does have the free kick on the wing, just right to our There Live broadcast position. Taking his time. Here's a kick. There's another whistle. And believe that's a 50-meter penalty, so that's going to give Canada an opportunity to get it deep into their forward 50. Not sure what that was for. It was downfield. Oh, he went over the mark, so wasn't downfield, so.
Yeah, you can't cross the line on the mark, and that's going to give Team Canada an ample opportunity here, David, you'd have to think.
Probably too far to score. But looking like he might try to give it a boot. It's to the right of left of the post, and not far enough, and a mark to the Warriors. That's 91, George Dwyer. He plays on right away. Touches the ground so he can run farther. Here's 44, Paul Murphy. Murphy kicks it towards midfield. There's a nice mark. Plays some candy there is Power. Kicks it further to Dunn. Dunn kicks it towards forward 50, and that one is not marked, but they gain control. But a nice tackle there, and holding the ball. That's Canada's free kick, and they'll get out of jail again.
Yeah, key tackle defensively there for Team Canada. Kick along at the right side of the Lake Ontario, and that is quickly turned over. Intercept marked there by Ireland. Connor Dunn, the vice captain for Team Ireland, plays for the South Dublin Swans, has represented Ireland multiple times in international competition. He's the captain of his team back in South Dublin. He'll kick it into the forward 50, and it is going to be intercepted by Team Canada. I think that was Rafgeb of the Toronto Rebels, who obviously would spend a lot of time playing on this field here at Humber College. Kick along the right side as hands are up on both teams, and no one's able to get a clear grab of the football that remains on the ground. Kicked along the right side. See an Irish flag over there. There's some Irish supporters cheering their team on as it's kicked out towards the center. Not quite a centering kick, but it does move it closer to the corridor. There's a kick by Ireland down the proverbial left wing. Ball going to Greg Bridges of the Ottawa Swans. He'll kick it along the right side. Klein trying to get his hands up. He does get his hand on the ball, but he taps it out of bounds.
Right out of bounds, right in front of the AFL Ontario scoreboard on the Lake Ontario side of the field, furthest from our their live broadcast position. Ball's thrown in, off hands, approaching 2 minutes left here in the second quarter. There's a 4-point lead by Ireland, who have the ball, kicks towards the pocket, is off hands, and that's over the line. Could be on the full no, that will be a boundary throw-in. So they still have it in their pocket as we're approaching minute and a half left here in this second quarter.
Yeah, Team Ireland on the attack now as they are kicking towards the visitmississauga.ca, and you should absolutely visit Mississauga with hundreds of must-see experiences, plenty of gorgeous scenery, world-class seats and events. It is yours to explore. Visit Mississauga.ca. Ball up in the forward 50. It's tapped ahead there. Good work with the hands of Owen O'Sullivan. He's been a factor for Ireland in this game for sure. Quick tackle there, though, and that will end up being a free kick for Team Canada. Looks like Greg Lehman, the ruckman from the Rock, from the Rock, who now plays out on the West Coast. He'll kick it along the right side. Hands are up, and no one's able to get the mark. A lot of hands in the contest there. We get a quick tackle, and the ball goes out of bounds, and that will break the action as we have just under a minute to play here, courtesy of our Payable app scoreboard. Canada trailing by 4 points.
And again, scrambly play here in the second quarter after a free-flowing first. Beautiful day here in Toronto. Little bit of breeze coming towards our broadcast position, but I don't think it's affecting the play too much.
Yeah, the flags look pretty stable. Our commentary colleagues were saying, watch the flags. They look pretty steady. The Canadian one might be waiting a little bit.
We have 30 seconds left here. Oh, there's a free kick off the ball and a 50, so this will be an opportunity for Ireland to extend their lead with very little left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, the 50-meter penalty is going to bring them within the 50-meter arc, it looks like.
Bit of an angle. This should be a kickable ball. Might be the last kick of this quarter. He slowly goes up. There's the horn and the kick. Doesn't look like they like it. And that's a behind to end the second quarter, which makes Ireland with 4 goals, 6 behind, 30 points, and Canada with 25 points at 4 goals, 1 behind.
Yeah, not a lot to choose from between the two teams. Tale of two games so far. Free-flowing excitement in the first quarter of play, and a little bit more, I don't want to use the term warfare, in the second quarter. The game going to the ground a little bit. Both quarters entertaining to watch. Different brands of football being played here, but it is a good one between Canada and Ireland. Again, Payable app scoreboard shows us Ireland 4-6-30, Canada 4-1-25. We'll talk more about it when we return, and no shortage of things to dissect here. You are watching the 2024 Transatlantic Cup from Colonel Samuel Smith Park, the campus of Humber College in Toronto.
AFL has huge potential, not only in Colombia, but also Latin America. And Orica is really excited to be part of that story.
Los lazos humanos entre Colombia y Australia son de una importancia altísima. Para ambos países el deporte es algo muy importante en la vida. Tenemos las culturas muy similares en este sentido, con los valores de equidad de género, de participación. En la cancha todos somos iguales.
Mi vida siempre se basó en el tema del deporte, porque el deporte a mí me salvó de todo aspecto posible, que normalmente en la juventud no. El tema de alcohol, de vicios y demás, a mí llegó a mi vida fue el deporte. En el 2019 tuve un accidente de tránsito donde las oportunidades de volver a tocar una cancha eran nulas. Aún los médicos me dicen, tú cero deporte, cero correr, jugar, saltar, deportes de contacto. Siento que mi familia en esa parte forma un pilar importantísimo. Mi mamá estuvo conmigo y me cuidó como nadie lo hizo, porque era la que tenía y se aguantaba la de mamá, no quiero a nadie en este momento.
AFL Colombia has the potential to have long-lasting impacts in the communities. Entonces, Alejandro, Oscar y Estefanía, we chose these players as the future leaders because they showed throughout the selection process and throughout their time in the organisation that they are future leaders and they are really focused on developing others.
O sea, la idea es crecer aún más, estar en un nivel alto para así poder llegar y enseñarle a todos a mis compañeros.
Para mí la beca es una oportunidad enorme, una oportunidad que no se le presenta a cualquiera, una oportunidad que ya tenía mi nombre destinado en ello. Voy a vivir siempre agradecida con este deporte porque me dio una luz, porque yo vivía mi vida después del accidente, vivía mi vida, pero no era feliz. Cuando conocí el deporte y empecé a jugar de nuevo, y vida está de testigo, mi vida cambió.
That's the culmination of a lot of work for a lot of people. A heap of people have contributed to this, and it's great to see them living out their dreams, and you know, we're all very excited for them, and it's going to be great.
Great news, sports teams. Google Forms now accepts payments. The Payable Forms add-on allows for seamless integration of a digital checkout with your Google Forms. Setup is easy. Install the Payable Forms add-on. Link your payment provider, share, and get paid. Players can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, Cash App, Venmo, and more, streamlining the process for them, all while you stay organized with real-time updates. Registrations, uniforms, races, sponsorship, clinics, coaching, training, and classes. Keep it simple with Payable Forms.
Patrick Manila here alongside David Smith of the 2024 Transatlantic Cup. We are at halftime, Team Canada and Team Ireland. It's a good one here as the Irish eyes are smiling thus far with a lead over Team Canada. Both of these teams looking to advance up the Vision Glass standings. As you can see on the screen, Great Britain has won both games they have played. Of course, they're one of only two teams to have played two games on the men's side. Ireland, of course, looking for their second win in this one. USA is 1-1. France, Canada, and Colombia all winless. So that is what the Vision Glass standings tell us. Vision Glass specializing, they are GTA's exotic car experts specializing in auto glass, convertible tops, and sunroofs. VisionGlassToronto.com. And we thank them for helping sponsor this tournament. David, 4 goals for each team. Walk us through who those goal kickers are.
Well, there's 4 single goals for the Northwind, but 4 goals by one player, Paul Allen. He's saying, hey, is anybody else able to kick a goal for us here today? But he has the 4 goals by Ireland, and that's a big reason why they're in the lead. So want to say hello, actually, to Paul Allen's Nan and Granddad, Noel and Brita back in Ireland. As impressive as 4 goals is, 60 years married is probably more impressive. So
no disagreements here.
Props there to them. Canada's goals kicked by Jonathan Hodge, Eric Klein, Kyle Graham, and Matteo Logarini. I have trouble with that name.
I've been told that Paul's Nan has to bake a cake for every goal that he kicks, so she'd better get working on that. And of course, with those 4 goals, he would be early contention for the Powerwood Game MVP. Powerwood is custom cedar supplies done right. The cedar supplies based in Western Canada. They have donated the hand-carved trophies to each game MVP. You can learn more about them at powerwood.com. And of course, we also want to thank visitmississauga.ca is with hundreds of must-see experiences, plenty of gorgeous scenery, world-class eats and events. Mississauga is yours to explore. And also, while we're giving out shout-outs, I want to thank the Australian High Commission to Canada. They're sponsoring all the balls used throughout the tournament. They are responsible for advancing Australia's interest in Canada. I think part of that would be the expansion of Australian football.
Absolutely. Great job getting all the ads in. Bit of a tale of 2 quarters there, where the first quarter was very free-flowing. The most free-flowing footy, as we talked about, in this tournament so far, in my opinion. Second one, quite different. A lot of ball ups, a lot of stoppages, a lot of balls over the boundary line. But right now, it doesn't matter how the play is going. Ireland's fairly happy with the score, leading by 4. It's still a 1-kick game, and this should be a cracker of a second half.
No disagreements on that whatsoever. Team Canada in their huddle to the right side, getting last instructions here. Their coaching staff alongside, of course, they have a number of people who used to coach. A lot of movement in Team Canada in the program. You see players who were in the development game in the 2022 Parallel Cup that have moved up to the quote-unquote main roster for this one. And as David mentioned, they're already in a cracker of a game against Team Ireland. Team Canada is in white with red shorts. They are kicking to the Toronto end in this third quarter. Team Ireland is in green. They are kicking, or actually correct, yes, Team Ireland is in green. No, I had it right the first time. They are going to be kicking towards the Toronto end, Canada in white, kicking towards the visit Mississauga.ca end. As Layman, the ruck for Team Canada, getting ready here. So again, Canada will kick towards Mississauga. Ireland will kick towards Toronto, as David Smith tells us all about it.
Big Newfoundlander doesn't get at the ball, and that looks like that has been thrown up unfairly, or is this a free? It's a free kick to Ireland. So, plays on, kicks towards their forward 50. There's a nice lead, and that's a nice mark there. I believe that's, Purvis is not playing, so thought I saw a 5. Again, far end of the field. Tough to see numbers, even with white on green. Regardless, this is going to be a kick at goal.
I think that might be Owen O'Sullivan with the ball for Ireland. And he's going to have an opportunity from about 50 meters out here. Slow approach, looking towards the goal, and comes off the boot. And that doesn't look too bad, although eyes are a little bit far away here, and that's only a minor score. Another one for Ireland. They're banking those behinds. Could prove to be advantageous. 4-7-31 to 4-1-25. So now the extra behinds have actually added up to a goal, and Ireland's ahead by 6 points.
1 goal the difference. Ireland again gains control. Kicks towards goal. There is number 12 there. Quigley, that goes off hands. Canada gains control. Here is... goes in the hands of Shoebridge. But There's a bit of candy played, but there's a tackle and holding the ball, so Ireland will get another kick at goal. He couldn't get by him. And there's a 50-meter penalty as well, so this is going to be an easy goal for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's
here
Kean.
Early in the third quarter.
Yeah, Kean O'Mahony will go right up, and he will not make any mistake from that short a distance. And a 50-meter kick ends up, or 50-meter penalty ends up being crucial, and Ireland gets that 5th goal. It seemed like both teams were waiting a long time to get. So sweet as honey was that 50-meter penalty for Kean O'Mahony, and Ireland now moves ahead 5-7-37 to 4-1-25 in the Payable App scoreboard. And the way this game has gone, we haven't seen a lot of 2-score leads if we've seen any, but that lead is precious for Ireland at the moment.
Certainly different in this game, not only for the different goal kicker, but a wider lead for Ireland as a really tight in terms of scoreboard in the first half. But the second half, Ireland draws first blood. They also have the ball currently at midfield. This is another free kick to Ireland. There's been a few of these lately in this game.
Yeah, physical contest leads to those free kicks. Kick along the right boundary as Team Ireland again kicking towards Toronto. Canada kicking towards the visitmississauga.ca end as Irish ball in the right side of the field, opposite of our there live broadcast location. And right next to that, the AFL Ontario scoreboard kick into the forward 54. Team Ireland ball's going up and out of play.
The boundary throw in deep in the pocket of the Irish forward 50. Not bad for the players, a little bit of shade down there. A really sunny day here, as it turns out, in Toronto. Gotten sunnier as the day's gone on, and hotter. Ireland gets hands in the ball, but there's a smother. And Canada trying to clear from their defensive 50. Here's a whistle. And it's a free kick to Canada in their defensive pocket.
Yeah, defensive 50 kick for Canada, as David just mentioned, as we're about 3.5 into this third quarter. Kick along the left boundary, and that is going to be a contest in the air. And boy, I feel bad for the Team Ireland player. I think he ended up taking it off the face. That was Dan McGuinness, the youngster from the Cardiff Panthers, who, surprise, surprise, also plays Gaelic football. I'll say that for a lot of the Irish men and women in this tournament. There's a kick off the right boundary, goes into the forward 50 for Ireland, but it's intercepted cleanly by Team Canada's Morgan White. Ball will be kicked to the midfield. It's bouncing along the ground. Who's going to grab it? It's going to be Team Ireland that's going to do that. It'll be kicked towards the left side, just outside that 50-meter arc. Nice mark there. Play on for Ireland's Seamus Owens. He'll boot it down the field, and it's marked by Canada's Stephen Walker, the Hamilton Wildcats. And ball as Team Canada try to break out of the defensive 50. Kick out towards the 50-meter arc. No intercept there. Thought there might have been, as the ball will go bouncing along. It's along the left wing on the Irish attack. Ball is available for whoever wants it or who's ever able to earn it, and it's kicked out of play by the Canadian player. Now we've got a bit of a skirmish there on the sidelines.
This will be a free kick to Ireland, as that was kicked out in the full. Bit of disagreement here between the two teams at times. It's going to Will Bryan. He plays for the South Dublin Swans. Kick towards number 95, O'Donnell. Getting some linking here. Ball goes bouncing towards goal. There's a chance. Kick towards goal, but went right, or left, excuse me, and that will be another behind for Ireland. 7-point lead for Ireland. Canada, though, hemmed into their defensive 50. There's a nice mark. Up the wing. Some space here, racing to it. Picks it up, kicks it forward. Ball just keeps going towards the visit Mississauga.ca end. There's a bump. Ball keeps going over the boundary line. And the umpire says, I'm going to throw it in.
Yeah, umpire's ball in this scenario as we played 5.5 in this third quarter. Ireland 5-8, 38, Canada 4-1-25. The territorial edge of Ireland starting to show up on the scoreboard as those behind do add up. There is a ball won by Ireland, but it is in the visitmississauga.ca end. So Team Canada's got an opportunity here to get on the scoreboard. Nobody's able to get clean possession. That should end up in the hands of the umpire. Should be another ball up here in dispute.
Canada is happy that it's in the visitmississauga.ca end, but can they gain control? Certainly would like a goal here to reply to Ireland's goal here in the third quarter. Ball up, off hands. There's another whistle. And this will be given as an Ireland free kick. So, oh no, this will be free kick. He went the way of Ireland with his arm first, but this is a free kick to Canada, so they're going to have a kick at goal here.
Yeah, right part of the field for Team Canada. They're in a free kick, no doubt about that.
Slow run up. It's away, but right into the player on the mark. He's going to have to pick it up. This is Neiston. And this is another free kick to Canada.
Yeah, it was a beautiful smother there by Owen O'Sullivan, but Canada ends up getting the next free kick, and we'll see how that plays out. Kick towards the goal. No mark in the goal square. Ball goes dribbling out. Team Canada in possession. Handball on the right side of the field. Team Canada trying to create something here, and the ball goes to ground once more, waiting for the umpire whistle, and there it goes.
He played on there. Instead of, they got it forward, but Moaning couldn't take the mark. And this is a free kick to Ireland. So lots of free kicks here in the third quarter. It's so different from the first quarter that was so free-flowing. Kicked up the line. Here's a mark by number 22, Connor Dunn. No relation to the wrestler Pete Dunn. He's trying to go through lots. Not that we know of, that's true. And there's an intercept mark by number 6, Yassine Baouche. Kick high. Doesn't really seem to be in the advantage of the Canadians. Picked up by Ireland. Kick towards the middle. Greg Bridges will come with the ball. Handball it. Kick towards the 50-meter arc. No mark there. Here is Klein. Klein kicks it forward. Picked up by the defense of Ireland, who kick it long down the wing, but picked up by Canada. It goes back. We're just going back and forth. It's like a tennis match, off hands. Here's Canada. Kick towards the pocket. It's bouncing. It's skipping. Picked up by Canada. Can they turn around and get a shot at goal? It's smothered. It's off the defense. Ireland now picks it up.
Yeah, good work by the Irish to smother there, as those one-percenters can make all the difference in the game. Canada on attack. Ireland able to get it to jail, proverbially, as it's kicked towards the corner. That's a big mark, though, for Team Canada, and that will allow the march down the field to continue. Again, Payable app scoreboard shows 5-8-38 Ireland, 4-1-25 Canada. Free kick here in the midfield for the Canadians. I think I saw the number of Stephen Walker taking that free kick. It'll be booted out into the 450, but no Canadian in sight. But they do get the ball after all, as it's moved forward, and it was number 24 for Team Canada, David Cook, that was taken down. It was nice to see him playing, as he had a bit of a scare there in that second quarter, but he's very much up and in the action. However, it is going to be an Irish free kick here.
Holding the ball and a nice tackle by O'Sullivan. They kick it up the line. There's a whistle there, but that wasn't actually marked. And that's, there is a free kick given there. So they'll be able to kick it up the wing. That's off Canadian hands. Lots of players around the ball. Canada comes up with it. Kicks towards the middle of the field. There's a quick tackle. Ball just bouncing towards around players. Ireland gains possession. He tries to don't argue. Gets the handball away. Another handball. That's to O'Shea. O'Shea kicks it to the wing. Off a Canadian foot, kicking it forward towards the boundary. Will it find it? And it does, and should be a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, ball goes out on the Lake Ontario side of the field next to all the supporters. Nice to see people here gathered around to watch the action. If you are not Canadian, you may not know it is a holiday today in Ontario. Ball thrown in various other provinces across the country as well, including our home of Nova Scotia. Ball was distributed out by Canada. Ireland takes possession. It's kicked along the right side. It's up in the air. Who wants it? It's going to be Irish hands claiming a free kick as they march towards the Toronto end of the field. Booted in towards the center. Hands are up. No free kick completed. It's available for who wants it there in the defensive 50 of Canada. Handball the space. Smart move. If you don't have an option, just handball it to yourself. But can they keep the ball in the line of play? No, they cannot. As I said there, Eric Klein didn't really have any options. So sometimes you'll see a player, if he has no kicking option, he'll just handball it to space, see if he can win the race with himself. In that case, Eric Klein could not, and the ball goes out of play.
Ireland was kicking for a deliberate out of bounds there, but umpire disagreed and will have a boundary throw in. Big layman, hand on the ball, but it goes to number 64, Power of Ireland. No mark there, but there's another whistle. and it's a free kick to Bridges, defender for Canada. Again, great hair. I'm jealous of that hair, I gotta say. Bridges, kick towards the wing, but that's an intercept marked by O'Shea of the Leaside Lions from Cork. He kicks it towards, and that's a mark. That's too easy if you're the Canadian defense. And that will be a kick at goal directly on, I believe, just inside the, this will be a kick just inside the 50-meter arc. This is number 95, Cavan O'Donnell. He's from the Belfast Redbacks. Claimed to have kicked 15 goals in a game. That's a lot of goals.
It is. Does he have another one in his bag here?
And it's away. It looks pretty good. That's right down the middle. And there's Ireland's 6th goal. I don't know if he kicked 15 goals in a game, but that sure was one in this one. That's a beauty. And Ireland goes up. 6 goals, 8 behinds, 44 points to Canada. 4 goals, 1 behind, 25.
All starts off the centering mark there, and as David mentioned earlier, not just a great switch to the corridor by Ireland, but also uncontested mark. Nobody was near. O'Donnell, he's able to get the hands up, backs up nicely to give himself some distance and height, and just boots that through for a major score, the 6th-1 of the game for Ireland. And still lots of time left, but certainly Ireland able to turn the tide so far in the third quarter, and they win the center clearance to try to keep this momentum going. Ball in the contest, in the air. Now it's on the ground, it's being contested, and it's going to be picked up by Greg Bridges. And that great set of hair that Dave was talking about earlier. Big Greg Bridges, a big Ottawa Swans fan. Perhaps he's going to curl that hair at some point to give it a Daniel Alfredson look. As we are going to get an Irish free kick, it looks like, to number 10. That is Paul Allen. Who else?
Exactly. That's something neither you or I can do, curl in here. Here's Allen. Long kick. And that just is left of the post, so that will be a behind. So he doesn't get his bag yet. Lots of time left in this game, though. Paul Allen with a big boot on him. It is a beauty of a kick. But that one wasn't quite as straight as it needed to be. So here's Canada trying to clear it out. Been hemmed a lot in their defensive 50. Can they get it out? That's off hands. Ireland with the smother. O'Connell going after the ball for Ireland. And there's a whistle there. O'Connell kicked the ball, but that will be after the whistle. So this is a push and a free kick to Canada. So this will finally get it cleared out of their defensive end. It's been in there a lot in this quarter. It was half for that matter, but certainly hasn't been the quarter that they've been looking for. And Ireland leads by 20.
Yeah, Canada needs to get more of the ball, and they're working on that right now. A couple of marks in succession for Team Canada as it's pushed up the left side of the field. No mark to be had there, though. Again, they're on the Lake Ontario side of the field, right next to that AFL Ontario scoreboard. Many AFL Ontario matches are played here in that established league on Irish hands with the ball, and it is going to be pushed forward along the right boundary, and it'll go for a bounce. The ball will go for a bounce, and it will scribble out of play.
Right in the Ireland forward pocket. Let's say there's hardly been any grass walked on in the Visit Mississauga.ca end. It has been Ireland with the territorial advantage, there's no doubt, in this third quarter. Handball goes awry and then goes back over the boundary line. So this will be another boundary throw-in. There's a free kick given here to Canada, so see if they can get some flow here and get it towards their sticks. Here is the kick along the wing. No mark, but picked up. Ball now in Irish hands. They kick it towards there, and I believe that's O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer takes it, kicks it towards the hot spot. Off of Ratjeb's hands, but Ireland gets the kick, and it looks good, and they like it. It's another goal to Ireland. They're 7th in this game. They've been dominating here in this third quarter, and Canada needs to respond if they want to have a chance in this game.
Yeah, the great Celtic warrior Seamus Owens kicks the goal for Ireland. That makes it 7-9-51 to 4-1-25 on the Payable App scoreboard. And another goal from play for Ireland. We've seen a little bit of a mix in terms of how they've produced their goal kicks. Looking like the great one, I guess, wearing number 99 is Seamus Owens. And really, the tide turning in this third quarter. Canada, the play has been primarily towards the Toronto end. And Ireland has been able to really take advantage in this third quarter.
We really have to remind Canada of the gorgeous scenery of Mississauga, and they really should be seeing more of it in this quarter. And if they don't, Ireland's going to roll over them here. It's really important that they get a response here, or this could be a big victory for Ireland over Canada. They need to respond.
We were talking before the game about Ireland really mixing up the interchanges, and perhaps that's been to their advantage today, getting those legs going in the third quarter. And you've seen that some of the games in this tournament where the third quarter doesn't necessarily look like the first half. Conditioning and whatnot can be a factor, but there is still lots of time left in this one as Ireland in possession. It'll come back out slightly towards the left side. Mark and a play on there for Team Ireland. Comes off the boot. Nice lead and a nice mark. Is that going to be paid as a mark? And we'll wait for the official confirmation. And that was Team Ireland's Darren O'Dwyer was giving a nice run up there. And I thought he might contemplate playing on, but he ultimately decides that he's going to settle the play and he's going to take a stab here from a set position.
I think he let the Canadian defender know that, hey, I caught this ball, I'm kicking the goal. I think he's confident that he can kick this goal. Let's see if O'Dwyer can. Another lee side lines. A lot of lee side lines on this team. He's 25 years old forward. Here's a kick. I think they like it. And they do. It's another one. It's their 8th goal. And Ireland, Irish eyes certainly are smiling as they have the luck of the Irish here in the third quarter. And they lengthen their lead.
Yeah, Ireland up 8-9-57, 4-1-25 the Payable App scoreboard. It has been all Ireland in this third quarter, and Canada just not an answer for the Irish attack as the ball will come back to midfield. Center clearance. I think Canada, time running out in this third quarter. Canada would love to get a major score just to try to get something going. And, of course, remember, if Canada can't claw back into the game, tiebreakers are determined by percentage, so that is also a factor as well as Canada wants to move up the Vision Glass tournament standings. Of course, you should visit GlassToronto.com to learn more about that. Canada on the attack into the Visit Mississauga end as the play onto the hands of Team Ireland. That'll be kicked way, way up, almost as high as if you were flying out of Pearson Airport. It'll come out, and comes outside of the 50-meter line, and the umpires whistle it down. And
it's been a block called, and that'll be free kick to Canada. Outside the 50-meter arc, so he likely won't be kicking at goal. Can they get a lead? Can they get a mark? Can they get a little bit of momentum here at the end of the third quarter? It's a long, low kick, but that's nowhere where it needs to be, and it's also out on the full and a free kick to Ireland. So that will be, again, a little bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card for Ireland. Yeah, not what you want to do with that kick.
Yeah, no, I could completely agree. Canada hasn't been able to capitalize on the forward 50 entries they've had in this third quarter, which there haven't been enough of. We were saying they haven't been visiting Mississauga enough for their liking. A little bit of candy sold there like a freak lunchbox is kicked along the right side, and that is going to spell the end of this third quarter, and the story of the quarter is the work of the Irish Warriors as they find themselves ahead 8-9-57 to 4-1-25 in the Payable App scoreboard.
Absolutely. That was a great quarter for Ireland. There's no way of looking at it any other way. They were using their teammates. They were kicking towards their forward 50, getting some marks, kicking straight. It's certainly, if you were the coach, Owen O'Sullivan, I guess, would be how you pronounce that, of Ireland, you'd be pretty happy at this point.
Yeah, he's probably not worried about our pronunciation of his name. We apologize, Owen, but he's probably pretty happy with how his team has performed. Of course, we still have 20 minutes of football. And again, reminder, if you've been tuning in and out of the tournament, we know it's during the days. People are doing other things. As much as they would love to be watching every second of the action, it is 20-minute quarters in the men's contest, 17.5 for the women. Obviously, this is a men's game, so we have 20 minutes left, and Canada may need each and every one of those 20 minutes as it is Ireland ahead, 57-25 at third quarter time. You are watching the 2024 Transatlantic Cup from the Colonel Samuel Smith Park at the campus of Humber College in Toronto, Ontario, courtesy of our great production staff here at eThere Live, streaming live on YouTube via AFL Canada.
Great news, sports teams. Google Forms now accepts payments. The Payable Forms add-on allows for seamless integration of a digital checkout with your Google Forms. Setup is easy. Install the Payable Forms add-on. Link your payment provider, share, and get paid. Players can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, Cash App, Venmo, and more, streamlining the process for them, all while you stay organized with real-time updates. Registrations, uniforms, races, sponsorship, clinics, coaching, training, and classes. Keep it simple with Payable Forms.
Patrick McNeil alongside David Smith with you here at the 2024 Transatlantic Cup, coming to you live from Colonel Samuel Smith Park at the campus of Humber College in Toronto, Ontario, where it's Team Canada in white trailing Team Ireland in green. Team Ireland opening up the lead as a number of goal kickers coming through for them in the third quarter. David Smith, what's it looked like so far?
Absolutely. Paul Allen with 4 goals in the first half, but 4 different goal kickers in the third quarter. Darren O'Dwyer, Kevin O'Mahony, Kevin O'Donnell, and Seamus Owens as they now lead 57-25 as we're about ready to start this fourth quarter, as Canada needs a good start in this one. The ball up off of Lehman's hands, the big Newfoundlander, and that gets held up, and that will be a ball up.
Will indeed. And of course, my mom's from the Rock, so we're working in that every chance we get. Lehman not able to get the ball off the tip. Ireland in possession as there's a battle for it, as Niston will hammer that with his foot towards forward 50. And Canada happy to get a forward 50 entry, a shallow one, but a forward 50 entry nonetheless to start this fourth quarter. Boot towards the goal square. Arms are up. No one's able to grab it, but loose ball here. Team Canada battling for it. And punch of the ball, I think that was Ireland's Alan Daly that was trying to get his hands on it.
And this will be a free kick for Ireland in their defensive pocket. Kick towards number 7, O'Connell. Said his name a lot today.
It's been good.
Here's a kick, another mark on the wing. That's a very low kick, but bouncing maybe towards Irish hands. Here is Daly. Daly to Mahoney. Mahoney, he has kicked a goal. 29, Brown couldn't mark it. Ball on the ground, but that could be in the back. Indeed it is, and that will be a free kick to Ireland as they kick towards the visitmississauga.ca end of the ground.
Yeah, Ireland looking to visit Mississauga after visiting Toronto plenty in that third quarter. That's booted forward there by O'Mahony. Ball ends up on the ground. Again, interesting to see in Ireland that attack in the first half was all about Paul Allen. Some spread out offense there in the third quarter. Free kick there by Greg Bridges for Canada, but it's quickly turned over as Ireland back in possession. We've played more than a minute and a half of this fourth and final quarter here in beautiful Toronto. Warm day here as it's been all week. Free kick completed by the Irish. That is going to land just outside the 50-meter arc. Back it up. Attempt at an angle to see if Ireland get the first major score of this fourth quarter.
So the dominance continues here in the fourth quarter. Not the way Canada wanted to start this fourth. They need some points quickly. It's play on. Gets it away, though. Kick towards the hot spot. Nobody's able to mark it. Here, Bridges tries to pick it up. Ireland's able to get a hand on it. The ball bouncing, rolling. Yeah, now in the hands of Dunn for Ireland to kick towards goal. They love it. They love it. And it's another goal to Ireland.
Yeah, Connor Dunn, the vice captain who hails from Killaberick. He's the captain of his team back in South Dublin. He got his brother into playing footy as well. Of course, he plays Gaelic football like I feel like everybody in the country of Ireland does. Also hurling as well, so he's hitting all the right notes is the Irishman, including the goal that he has scored here. Ireland with an advantage on the Payable app's scoreboard. 9-9-63, 4-1-25 as Canada didn't get the start they were looking for as the ball goes back to center for a ball up with the Ireland lead expanding. Of course, Ireland a bit of a powerhouse in the international game.
Absolutely. Ball up now. Laban gets hand on it, but there's another whistle. Off-field free kick given here, I believe. And that will be, no, it's going to be thrown back. Oh, it's
one of our 666 infractions. We've seen a few of those in this tournament.
Indeed. They're not a lot of these players not used to playing with that rule, so it's not surprising that you would have some of those in this game. So here's another whistle, and here's a free kick given to Ireland. So there will be another chance to kick towards the visitmississauga.ca. Here's a kick low off the Canadians' hands. Bridges gets it back, kicks it towards the wing, picked up, right in front of the scoreboard now. Ireland now kicks it towards their forward 50. That's nicely defended. Oh, big collision there. Ball still going, he's still going on it. And some great job there by Walker, great effort. And he kicks it sideways, doesn't get a mark, but Canada with possession, kicks it up the wing, long kick, several players under it, ball hits turf, and Canada finally gets it going up the wing.
Ball in dispute along the ground here, Canada and Ireland. It's pushed forward there by the Irish. Again, the ball in the middle of the field on the right side of the field, Lake Ontario side, next to that AFL Ontario scoreboard. Ball goes for a ride out of bounds. And again, a bit of a disjointed flow here. Early in this fourth quarter, we're coming up on 5 minutes played in quarter number 4. This is game 2 of day 4, day 2 of men's competition, as the French and Colombian teams are going to do battle. David Smith's going to return to the call alongside Peter Holden for that one. That's coming up later this afternoon as we have got a whistle. Ball will end up in Irish hands. Switch towards the middle of the field. And that is a free kick completed. Another powerful boot. Ireland completing the length of the field left to right as they move it down the field as well. It'll be kicked just outside the forward 50 contest, not won by anybody in particular. Ball is on the ground, hands on the ground as well, trying to pick it up. It'll be handball for, that's going to be Klein for Team Canada. He'll boot it, and he might be booting it into an Irish intercept mark, and that is exactly what happens, as it was Paul Murphy, the captain of Ireland. He quickly moves it along. Another mark for Team Ireland. Moving the ball very well are the Irish from side to side and north-south as well, and not a mark completed there, but the ball still in Irish hands. Kick towards goal. It's going up, up, up. up, and is that going to go through? Long distance kick. Canada saying it was touched by hands. Goal umpire disagrees. Team Ireland looks like they've got their 10th major score of the game. And it is, in fact, confirmed a goal. There's no scorer's review in the Transatlantic Cup, David, so Ireland has the 10th major on the day.
Didn't see who kicked that, so we'll get that information for you when we can. Regardless, Ireland cares more about the score, and they're now up by 44.
Yeah, 10 goals, 9 behind, 69 for Ireland, 4 goals, 1 behind, 25 Canada. And Ireland opening up a sizable lead, really on the strength of their play in this second half, and it's continuing on in the fourth quarter. Team Ireland and Team Canada, second game of the round robin for both of these teams. Ireland looking to go 2-0. Canada was trying to avoid going 0-2, but that mission is not very successful at the moment. That is a tackle in the middle of the field there by Team Canada's Mickey Burke. And that's going to win a free kick for the Edmonton Wombats player. He'll kick it along the right side. It's juggled, but it is a successful mark for the Canadians. Canada in white, Ireland in green. As play slowed down a little bit. Boot towards forward 50 for Team Canada. And it's batted out by hands of the Irish along the left side of the field for Team Ireland. Ball on the ground as it's handballed across. And play a whistle. I think there's an Irish player down. I don't know if that's what caused the whistle, but he's up and good to go, and it is going to be a free kick for Ireland.
Kicks towards the middle of the field. That has a friendly bounce for Ireland. Kick towards their forward 50. That's off of Canadian defense's hands. This is Walker. Walker to Lehman. He gets it to his Skov. And there's a mark here at midfield by Moaning. He's done some ruck work here in this game. There's another succession of marks here by Canada. Haven't seen a lot of that. Here's Shoebridge. Shoebridge kicks it towards the hot spot in the Canada forward end, and there's a nice mark. This will be a kick at goal. This is better by the North Wind. We'll see if they can get some mojo going. This is what they needed, but they need a lot more of this to get back into this game.
Well, it is one step at a time for Matteo Lugarini. He is the one that has this free kick, and he'll have an opportunity to break the drought for Canada in terms of major scores. He'll put it off the boot. That is going to go offline for a minor score as the Payable Apps scoreboard shows now 10-9-69, and Canada gets on with 4-3-27.
I'd like to report that was Shane Quigley with the Warriors' last goal. So they've had 6 different goal kickers here in the second half after all the goals being scored by Paul Allen in the first. So Paul goes, I've done my job. You guys can start kicking some goals.
Yeah, he's deferred perhaps to his teammates here in the second half. A full team effort here for Ireland, and you don't build a lead like this without clicking on all cylinders. Ball up, or a boundary throw-in, I should say, as the Irish arms are trying to extend to that ball. Team Canada in possession, and might have been a high tackle there, as taken down was Mason Shoebridge of the Calgary Kangaroos. Actually was born in England, was Mason Shoebridge, but he's representing Team Canada here. They're happy to have him. Wearing number 18, he's got a free kick.
It's like my wife, born in England and a Canadian now for quite a few years.
Ken confirmed she was singing both anthems before the Canada-Great Britain game. I did catch her doing that.
That ball's over the boundary, and looks like there'll be a boundary throw-in. Ball given to the umpire, but they're provided by the Australian High Commission to Canada. Visit canada.embassy.gov.au. Off of Greg Lehman's hands, that's kicked towards the pocket, but will bounce before the line, so that should be a boundary throw-in in the forward pocket for Canada.
Yeah, Lugarini just kicked that ball off the ground, and perhaps if you're Canada, if it's broke, you try to fix it and maybe try to get something from a live play as opposed to relying on those free kicks. Canada in the forward 50 here, and ball just kept in play. Again, it's the ball, not the players. That was Tersini. And he's in the past given me a hard time as he's got one of those names. For some reason, I haven't been able to master it. But he's mastered many sports. The quarterback at Adam Scott Collegiate, and also played safety at Wilfrid Laurier. He's also played some basketball and rugby. The reason people like David and I aren't really good at any sports is because you have athletes like this hogging all the athletic talent. As Ireland,
It's really not fair, really.
yeah, well, at least we get to commentate this great action, and we've had a lot of great Aussie football here at the 2024 Transatlantic Cup. There is an Irish free kick. It's coming out along the sidelines. Nice mark there, executed by Gene Casey in traffic.
That could be a mark of the tournament, I would say. Handball towards Belt. 2 handballs. Here is O'Connell. Another handball. Lots of handballs here by Ireland, but they're keeping control, doing a great job of that. Here is O'Connell again. They keep control. Here is Deneen. Kick towards the Lake Ontario side, and they'll slow down the play as they're going to try to get a forward 50 entry. Here we go. He plays on. Handball. Kick towards the hot spot. Up was Ireland, but couldn't get it. Going towards the ball is Brian. And sounds like there's a whistle. And a free kick to Canada going to Capilla.
Yeah, free kick to Canada, but I did want to shout out to, you look at footy, it's not just a north-south game. Ireland was doing such a good job moving the ball east-west with the sequence of handballs. Just such good ball protection with not just the execution of options, but the shepherding as well, as it is a forward 50 here for the Irish. Looks like we will get a ball up. Oh, actually, might be a free kick to Canada and a subsequent 50-meter penalty. That'll help move the ball downfield. 7:40 left for Team Canada to try to get something going here in this fourth quarter as they trail 69-26 on the Payable app scoreboard.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get some march down the field here. Canada, who's really been the second best team clearly here in this second half, and the scoreboard shows it. Here's a kick, shallow inside the forward 50, but it's batted away and outside pretty quickly. Long kick down the line here for Ireland, and there's a mark. Plays on in midfield, long kick. There's a player there. Can he mark it? He can't. There's a battle, but he was treated unfairly, and this will be a free kick for Ireland right directly in front of goal. I would say about 25 meters will be this kick. This is Darren O'Dwyer of the Leaside Lions. Again, a lot of Leaside Lions on this team, so they know each other pretty well, I would say.
Yeah, free kick attempt for O'Dwyer within that 50-meter arc. He's going to line it up and kick it through. And that, I believe, is straight through. That is a goal for Ireland. 11-9-75, 4-26. And every team in this tournament has a different story playing on their home field. A lot of these guys are familiar with these fields. But David was just talking about the presence of so many Lee Side Lions. One of the advantages perhaps the European teams have in this tournament, drawing from a smaller pool means these guys are used to playing with each other as opposed to the vast lands of Canada, and that familiarity leads to that great work we've seen in the midfield. And of course that kick was just a good boot there, and that helps Ireland extend their lead.
Absolutely. When you use the ball well, you're going to have good results, and Ireland has used the ball very well all in this second half. Also some in the first, but the second half has been great use. Here's another free kick to Ireland, so not what Canada wants to be doing here. And here's another whistle. And another free kick to Ireland just outside. This will be from just outside the 50-meter arc. I believe this is a Mahoney. Again, far side of the field. Is he going to go for goal? He is. It's a nice-looking kick, but it just goes a little bit right towards the visitmississauga.ca end, and that will be a behind for Ireland.
Yeah, Ireland not discriminating with their scoring. 11 goals, 10 behind, 76. Canada 4 goals, 2 behinds, 26. A sizable lead on the Payable app scoreboard for Ireland. As, of course, Payable app's tournament title sponsor. They're helping sports teams simplify fee collection through their Google add-ons. You can visit their website at payableapps.com. Free kick here after the mark for Eric Klein. He's got the puck, the ball. My hockey instincts coming through there. He's got the ball on the left side of the field. He'll kick it along the left boundary, and that is going to be a clean mark for Jason Niston. He'll boot it. That looks like it could be pretty good. Kicks to a contest. Lehman was battling for it as ball will come onto Irish hands. That kick through the corridor, and it's going to bounce to Greg Bridges. Just pushing up there is Greg Bridges. Off to see him in the defensive end. He's out in the midfield there as the ball bouncing along in the forward 50 for Canada, and it's booted out of trouble there by Team Ireland.
Will that be a deliberate? And yes, it will. So this will be a free kick to Canada. Deliberate kick out of bounds. In the pocket. This will be a really tight angle. Will he kick for goal or will he try to get a mark? Let's see. Kicks around. This is
Lugarini.
Lugarini, thank you. I have trouble with that name. And it goes for a behind. So Canada gets some scoring, but not the one they want. As we're just under 3.5 minutes left here in this game.
Yeah, that was one of those kicks that was so high up, it was tough to gauge as to whether it's almost you need the post to be a little bit higher. And Lugarini was campaigning for a goal, but the goal umpire makes that decision. He did not agree. Ireland on the move now on the right side. Again, great handball options. Sometimes you can use the ground as an option, and that was just done there. Not a lot of options there, though. It's turned over to Team Canada. On the move towards the forward 50. Kick. And that's going to be intercepted, but not cleanly, so the ball is still alive on the ground. Comes to Canadian hands. There's a short kick. That was just long enough. That was 15.1 meters. So that's a free kick for Team Canada.
Possibly 15.01, really. Here's Nyston. Nyston with the free kick. He kicks it long, but no mark given there. That's way up in the air. Finds grass and then finds Irish hands. And here's a mark for 44, Paul Murphy.
Nice mark for the Irish captain. He'll kick it towards the corridor, and it's going to be intercepted. Not cleanly, though, by Greg Bridges. He'll handball it to Niston, who's feeling and hearing footsteps. Ball will come back out now, and Irish intercept in the defensive 50. Kick over to the right side. That is going to be cleanly marked there by Liam Deneen. Deneen will boot it. Nice casual boot across to number 22, Connor Dunn, the vice captain. He'll take his time. Looks like he'll try to execute the switch. No, he's going to use a handball. He had even me fooled. Ball comes along the right boundary for Ireland. It comes out towards the forward 50. Nice running mark there by the Irishman, Cian O'Mahony.
He hands it off to number 22, Connor Dunn. And that goes right. And, well, right, no score, I believe.
Yeah, I believe you are correct. Didn't see the flags come out there, David.
90 seconds left here in this game. This is going to be an Irish victory. Canada with the good start. Had the lead after quarter time, I believe. Seems like a lifetime ago because Ireland's been dominant since. Here's a kick by number 95, O'Donnell. They like it, and it's goal number 12. It's a dirty dozen for the Irish.
Yeah, Kevin O'Donnell kicks through for his second of the game, and the Irish have had no shortage of options up front. We talked about how good Paul Allen was in that first half, but it's been really spread out. Just such good ball movement here by Ireland. You know, being a Canadian aside, it's been good footy to watch for them. Good use of options, moving up and down, east to west, and it's another key goal for them. And we talked about percentage. Well, that's going to help Ireland in the Vision Glass tournament standings. 12-10-82, 4-3-27. Ireland leads this contest in the waning minute.
Yeah, it won't be much left in this game. Less than 30 seconds left in it. Off the ruck. There is handball. Just punched ahead there. Ball bouncing around. Likely no one gets a chance to kick at goal here, but this is Murphy. He's tackled. And that's a high. That will be caught by number 19, Victor Cinco. And there goes the horn. Ireland wins this one handily. 12 goals, 10 behinds, 82 points. Canada, 4 goals, 3 behinds, 27 points on your Payable apps scoreboard.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot to pick from in the early stages of this game for Team Ireland, but it really gets blown open as the game goes on. And Ireland, with a thorough, comprehensive victory, this team has looked very, very impressive throughout their first 2 days of competition. They are 2-0 in the Vision Glass tournament standings. Canada falls to 0-2. They will have another opportunity to get in the win column when they play on Wednesday. Of course, trying to remember what day it is. David, we've been throwing out the superlatives for Ireland. I don't know how much more we can say, but a thorough, comprehensive performance.
Absolutely. It may be a holiday here in Ontario, but it wasn't much of a holiday for the Canada Northwind here today. It was all about the Irish Warriors, particularly in that second half of play. They really took it to the Canadians, took control, had possession, made the right choices, got marks, and kicked it straight. And they won a comprehensive victory here at Humber College in Etobicoke, Ontario.
So comprehensive, in fact, that there'd be no shortage of choices for the Powerwood game MVPs. Of course, Powerwood have donated the hand-carved trophies for those game MVPs. They have custom cedar supplies done right. Cedar supplies based in Western Canada. You should visit powerwood.com to learn more about that. And David, we had chatted a little bit third quarter time. So many options for Team Ireland. Any preference you have for today's Powerwood MVP?
Really tough, a lot of possessions by a lot of different players. They really linked up and were able to have just consecutive handballs, consecutive marks. Lots of players really showed well, again, particularly in that second half. Definitely a shout out to Paul Allen with the 4 goals, but they did have 7 different goal kickers, so it's a tough one to say in terms of I guess Paul Allen, you'd have to say with the 4 goals would be one of your contenders.
Well, I can echo that. Again, tough to choose. We will award Paul Allen, but honorable mentions aplenty for this Irish team. But Paul Allen is your Powerwood MVP. He was the one kicking Ireland into the game in the first half when the offense wasn't as free-flowing. So congratulations to him and to the Irish on a big victory today. Again, Canada will have an opportunity to rebound when they play again on Wednesday against France. But we still have great action. Of course, Canadian women will be in action tomorrow. But we've got another game coming up for you. David Smith is going to return to the broadcast location. He'll be joined by the great Peter Holden as we'll have the final game of men's action coming up between Colombia and France. So you stay right here on AFL Canada's YouTube channel and enjoy the great scenes brought to you by the folks at eThere Live. You're watching the 2024 Transatlantic Cup coming to you live from the campus of Humber College, the Colonel Samuel Smith Park in Toronto.